Hi, guys, and today we are going to talk about sentence stress, intonation, and rhythm. So, let me show you how it works. Hi, my name is Mary, and I want to tell you about American intonation. Are you ready? That is called intonation. Did you notice that I stressed some words and reduced other words? Hi, my name is Mary, and I want to tell you about American intonation. Are you ready? So I pushed some words at you. Some words had more energy, while other words had less energy, right? They got reduced. So I didn't really stress my name is Mary, is, or I want to tell you. I didn't say that because I want to tell you. Tell is much more important than to tell, right? So we stress not only syllables inside of words, but also words inside of phrases and sentences. So, here is what we would sound like if there was no intonation, if we didn't stress anything, and you probably already don't care what I am talking about, right? So, it is very hard to listen to such intonation, but that is actually what we can sound like. We Ukrainians can sound like to Americans because our intonation is kind of flat compared to American intonation. Look how my voice is going up and down and up and down. And this is American intonation, and we are going to learn all about it today. So, here is what we sound like when we do stress different words. It's much easier for the listener to understand, right? So, I am basically stressing the important words and pushing them into your brain so that your brain understands which words to grab onto. And I am reducing the not so important words so that you don't spend too much time thinking about them because they're just grammar words most of the time. So, we are helping our listener understand what we're actually talking about. And in order to understand which words to stress, we need to talk about content words versus function words. So, content words are the words that carry the meaning, right? They are the words that are the most important ones in the sentence because without these words, you're not going to understand anything because the sentence is just not going to exist without the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives, and so on. The sentence is just going to lose its meaning completely. But function words are mostly grammar words. So look, function words are mostly grammar words, okay? So function words are the small words that basically are there to help the sentence be grammatically correct. And content words are the important words. They're like the leading actors on stage. So we stress the content words, right? We push the content words out so that it is easier for the listener to grab onto them. And we reduce the function words, right? So we make them smaller. And as a result, our listener hears mostly the content words and everything else is just the background, okay? So you have to overdo it at first, right? You have to exaggerate at first so that in reality, right, in real life, when you go out there and you talk, you will actually stress more than you do in Ukrainian, okay? Because otherwise, if you don't overdo it here, when you're going to talk to real people out there, you're going to go back to your Ukrainian intonation, and we don't want that in American, do we? So, it will feel weird, but that is totally fine. Trust me, you are probably not overdoing it. You feel like you're overdoing it, but you're not, okay? So, stressed versus reduced words. So I want to show you that 5 reduced words can take up even less space than one content word that gets pushed out, that gets stressed. Okay? So, where are you going to go? Okay, so here the content word, the most important word, is go at the end, okay? And where are you going to is going to get squished together, okay? And it's going to sound like, where are you going to? Where are you going to? So where are you going to go? Where are you going to go, right? So where are you going to is all just like one little tiny thingy. And then we have go. Where are you going to go? I am overdoing it right now. We don't really speak like that, but it makes it much easier for you to understand what I'm talking about, right? So, where are you gonna, right? It is all schwas. Remember, when something gets reduced, it has less space, right? The same story as with reducing syllables inside of a word. So, we have stressed parts, stressed words. They take up more space, they take up more time, they take up more energy, more volume, they're higher in pitch, and so on. So everything that gets reduced, that is reduced, it is going to be smaller, softer, it's going to take up less time, and probably the vowels are going to end up being schwas, right? Because we don't have that much time for them. So where are you going to? Where are you gonna? Where are you gonna? Go. Where are you gonna go? So let's learn to do that. So I am not in the mood for your jokes. Which words are going to be the content words and which words are going to be the function words? So the content words are, I am not in the mood for your jokes. Not, mood, and jokes, right? Everything else is going to be the function words. It does not mean that these words are not important at all. They are important, but they're like background stuff, okay? So if you hear only not, mood, jokes, you will understand what I'm talking about. I'm not in the mood for your jokes, right? So, I'm not in the mood for your jokes. Please practice with me right now, because otherwise none of this really matters. So, I'm not in the mood for your jokes. Add more energy to the content words, to the big words right over here, the words in capital letters. Add more energy and reduce everything else, okay? I know that you know how to do it. Right now, you just need to practice a lot with me. We do the same thing in Ukrainian, just smaller, okay? In American, it is much bigger, so we stress more, we reduce more, but I know that you know the mechanism, all right? So I'm not really explaining it that much. So, I went to Italy for the weekend. Which words are super important here? Which words will stand out? Which words are the content words? Went, Italy, and weekend, right? I went to Italy for the weekend. I went to Italy for the weekend. Okay? So, sell, car, gone, France. Will you understand the meaning if I just tell you these 4 words? Well, basically, yeah. So, you will probably understand the general meaning. Something about selling your car and going to France, right? So, sell my car, gone to France. Will you sell my car because I've gone to France? Okay, so I've read this last sentence. I've reduced everything that is not sell, car, gone, and France, right? So I've reduced all the function words. And the sentence sounds, well, of course, exaggerated, but still really natural. Will you sell my car because I've gone to France, right? Will you sell my car because I've gone to France? Okay? So, right now, I am going to need you to learn to hear what I'm stressing. Okay, so I'm going to be reading a sentence to you, and your job will be to highlight what I'm stressing, to understand what words are getting stressed and which words are getting reduced. Okay, and then of course we're going to check sentence by sentence together. So right now, listen and notice. Listen and notice which words are getting stressed. So I'm going to read, and then you're going to notice, and then we're going to check together. So first, I need you to learn to hear what I'm stressing. First, I need you to learn to hear what I'm stressing. First, I need you to learn to hear what I'm stressing. Okay. Then you will learn to stress correctly. Then you will learn to stress correctly. Okay? The next phrase. Content words get stressed while function words get reduced. Content words get stressed while function words get reduced. Okay. The next one is, I think it's important to work on your pronunciation. I think it's important to work on your pronunciation. I think it's important to work on your pronunciation. Or I can say, I think it's important to work on your pronunciation, Okay? So I can stress your or not stress your. It also depends on what I want to say, because by stressing different words, we can actually play around with meaning as well. We are going to talk more about that in later lessons. Right now, let's just focus on what is getting stressed right now. So, is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything I can do to help? Okay. And the last one. All I'm asking is that you leave me alone. All I'm asking is that you leave me alone. Okay. And yeah, you might have noticed that my head was going like that, right? I was nodding. All I'm asking is that you leave me alone. So let's keep going. Still, same story. I'm reading, you are telling me what is getting stressed, okay? So, intonation patterns help us understand what you're saying. Intonation patterns help us understand what you're saying. Intonation patterns help us understand what you're saying. What's important and what's just grammar? What's important and what's just grammar? What's important and what's just grammar? Okay? Oh my God, I have a typo here. They shows us. Oh my God, it was like it shows us. So they show us, all right? They show us what to pay attention to. They show us what to pay attention to. They show us what to pay attention to. Okay. Which words matter and which ones don't? Which words matter and which ones don't? Okay. Imagine that you're reading a wall of text with a highlighter. Imagine that you're reading a wall of text with a highlighter. What's a highlighter? It's like a marker, right? It's a marker, usually yellow, that you can highlight different words with, okay? So you highlight what you think is important. You highlight what you think is important. That is exactly how intonation works. That is exactly how intonation works. Okay. It's your highlighter when you're speaking. Intonation is your highlighter when you're speaking. Okay? So, it's your highlighter when you're speaking. Intonation is your highlighter when you're speaking. I think you got the hang of it. So now we're going to talk in detail about what gets stressed and what gets reduced. So what gets reduced? Basically, the small stuff, the grammar stuff, the not very important stuff, okay? The functional stuff. So pronouns, his, them, my, I, he, she, and so on. Prepositions like at, for, by, and so on. Auxiliary or helping verbs, right? Am, is, are, will, do, can, whatever. And modal verbs as well. Oh my God. Articles, a, an, and the, right? But sometimes they don't get reduced. And we're going to talk more about that later. Determiners like this, some, that, any, and so on. Conjunctions that help us connect different parts of sentences like and but. But it can all get stressed if we want to stress exactly that word, right? So if I want to show that this word is important, not this word, but this word, not just any word, this word is important, I'm going to stress it, okay? So I didn't do it with you. I did it for you. Okay, here I'm contrasting. I didn't do it with you, I did it for you. Okay, so we can play around with intonation and show different nuances, and we are going to talk more about that later. So, weak forms are the reduced forms of different words. So if some words get more attention, more space, right, and more energy, then other words are going to get less energy, less attention. They're going to get squished together. They're going to be softer, and we're not going to have enough time to pronounce the word fully. So when a function word gets reduced, we call it its weak form, okay? So for example, can, oh my God, why am I skipping around so much today? So the word can, it's the strong form, can, but it's almost never going to sound like that in real speech. It's going to be like, I can do it. I can do it, okay? Would is the strong form, would, okay? But the weak form is going to be would. Mm-hmm. For is the strong form, but it's going to be for. Our is the strong form, and it's going to be are. Okay? So, a common mistake is to try to say all the words in their strong forms. No one talks like that. I mean, no native speaker talks like that. You can hear some native speakers talking like that if they want you to understand something. Okay? So when we speak like that, it sounds like we're speaking to a kid and we're angry at the kid and we're trying to make our point come across, right? We're trying to get the point across so that the kid knows never to do that again, okay? Don't talk like that. It sounds weird. So, weak forms. For becomes, now practice with me, for me, for dinner, for walk, for a. It's not for a walk or for a walk or whatever, okay? It's for a walk. We're stressing walk, so it's for a. We're just trying to skip very fast to the word walk, for walk. And is the strong form, and the weak form is going to be an. Black and white, rock and roll, okay? It's going to be un or n, just n. Them is the strong form, and it's going to be them, or even call 'em, or get 'em. Yeah, go get 'em. I'm not saying go get them. I'm saying go get 'em. Him is going to be im, right? We're going to skip the H, and it's going to be im. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Tell them is tell them, right? Tell him. Tell him. It's tell him. I know it's weird. So, let him. Let him. Let him. Let him. Let him. Let them. At is the strong form. It's going to be at. He's at home. He's at home. He's at home. To is the strong form, and it's going to be to. He went to work. To work. He went to work. That's it. Can is the strong form, and it's going to be can. I can do this. I can do this. You can be ya. See ya. See ya. Yeah. And that's it. Don't ya? Don't you? Y with t. It's going to be ch. Don't ya? Don't you want to do it? Don't ya? Or won't ya? Will you not? Won't ya? Okay. As can be as soon as possible. As soon as possible. It's not as soon as possible. Nope. As soon as possible. Have can be of, right? Could have, must have, of. Your is going to be your. What's your plan? What's your plan? Your, and that's it. Some is going to be some, right? I'd love some coffee. I'd love some coffee. Some coffee. Okay. Because can be just cause I want to. Because that's what I want, right? Because I want to. And I can be right? Just, I've done it. I've done it. I want to go. I want to go. I can buy myself flowers, right? I can buy myself flowers. And sometimes they even say myself. I can buy myself flowers, but that is a different accent. So let's practice a little bit. We are going to stress the words in bold, and we're going to reduce everything else. Right now, phrase by phrase. We're going to do the first one together. I'd like to go to the park. I'd like to go to the park, to the park, right? I'd like to go to, not to go, right? To go to the park. Okay, now you do the next one. And then we're going to check together. So, black and white, black and white. Now we're going to stress Emily and we're going to reduce everything else as much as possible. So, your turn. This is for Emily. This is for Emily. This is for Emily. The next one, we're going to reduce for. Try. Okay. Wait for me. Wait for me. Okay. Wait for me. Where the hell do you think you're going? Wait for me. Okay. The next one is. I'll do it. I'll do it. Dark L. I'll do it as soon as possible. As soon as possible. I'll do it as soon as possible. The next one is Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. The next one. It's our son, Kevin. It's our son, Kevin. The next one. But I'm not ready. But I'm not ready. The next one. It's an elephant. It's an elephant. Okay, I'm not saying it's an elephant. It's an elephant. And the last one. See you later. See you later. See you later. Okay, alligator. All right, can and can't. Remember how we can skip the last T, especially after an N? And that means that they're going to sound the same without the T, right? Can and can't. Okay, so we usually stress the negative one, okay? So we do not stress can, we reduce it. It's can, right? I can see that. I can see that. It means yes, I can see that. But we do stress can't. We say the vowel, right? I can't see that. I can't see that. So it's not a schwa. I can't see that. I can't see that. So we're stressing both can't and see. I can't see that. So here, in such cases, incorrect sentence stress can actually change the meaning like 100%, right? I can do it means yes, I can do it. I can't do it means no. Oh, come on, Oscar. Of course he has to settle down right now very loudly. Oh, come on. Okay, so I can't do that. I can't do that is I cannot do that, okay? I can't do that. No can do. So this works for all negative auxiliary verbs. For example, can and can't, right? So I can go. Yes, I can go. I can't go. I can't go. I'm stressing can't. So here, your turn. He can do it himself. He can do it himself. He can't do it himself. He can't do it himself. The next one. You can take it. Yeah, you can take it. No problem. You can't take that. It's mine. You can't. You can't take that. It's mine. The next one is, okay, we can help them. We can help them, but we can't do it for them. Here I'm stressing for because I want to say that we're not going to do it for them. Yeah, we can do it with them. We can help them, but we're not going to do it for them or instead of them, right? So we can help them. We can help them, but we can't do it for them. The next one. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that. I can't help you with that. The next one, the next pair. He should call her. He should call her. And we're going to be reducing her. Call her. He should call her. He shouldn't call her. He shouldn't call her. He should call her. He shouldn't call her. Okay. And the last one. Yeah, I was gonna tell you. I was gonna tell you. Uh-uh. I wasn't gonna tell you. 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 I was gonna tell you. I wasn't gonna tell you. Okay. So, we are also going to reduce pronouns and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So, I am can become like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I want to can become a wanna, right? I can become I want to do it. And then I am going to squishes together to I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Or even I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Or even I'm going to do it. Amma is I'm gonna is I'm gonna is I am going to. Yeah. Okay. So, I love her can sound like I love her. I love her, right? We don't need to say this H. We drop a lot of H's. I knew her can sound like I knew her. I knew her. I knew her. I knew her. Okay? Stuff he knows can sound like stuff he knows. Okay? Stuff he knows. So we just drop this H and it's stuff he knows. Did he can be did he. Did he. Has he can be has he. Has he. Okay. But when the pronoun is at the beginning of a sentence, do not drop the H, okay? Do not make that pronoun like he called her. He called her, okay? So, I am is going to be right? Gonna do it. I want to is I wanna. I'm going to is I'm gonna do it. Or I'm gonna do it. I knew her together can be, if we skip the H in her, it's going to be I knew her. I knew her. And if we reduce the I, it can be I knew her. Yeah, I knew her. I knew her. Has he is going to be your turn. Has he, right? Or has he? Depends on whether it's a question or not. Has he? The next one is did he? Did he? Okay. Took him together is going to be took him. Took him. Took them is going to be took him. Took him. So took him, took him, took him, took him. Took him, took him, took him, took them. Okay. So I want to see her together is going to be I want to see her. I want to see her, right? I wanna see her. I want to see her. I told him is going to be I told him. I told him. Told him. I told him. That's her new car. That's her new car. That's her new car. The next one, she likes him. Yeah, she likes him. She likes him. She likes them. She likes them. She likes them. We gave them to her. So, we gave them to her. We gave them to her. Yeah, we gave them to her. I mean, you don't have to reduce that much, but it can happen. And if you hear someone say that, I want you to be able to understand what they're saying, right? So, we gave them to her. We gave them to her. I had plans. I had plans. I had plans, right? I had plans. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the melody of American pronunciation. And I love this part because this pattern of stressing, reducing, and stressing, and reducing, and stressing, and reducing, this whole thing is the jazz of American pronunciation. So it is the melody behind all of this. So okay, so I showed you the actual melody behind American pronunciation. So, якщо я буду говорити українською, то це звучатиме отак. So, you see. Якщо я буду говорити українською, то це доволі таки flat. And when I talk American, I'm gonna go up and down all the time, okay? So my intonation is gonna be on a roller coaster, okay? We call it like amerykańskie horky. So imagine that you are on a roller coaster of intonation when you are talking in American. So, Ukrainians can sound like robots to Americans because their intonation is kind of much flatter than the American one. So in American, we go up and down and all of that. And every stressed word gets a new staircase. Every stressed word gets a new staircase. Okay? So if it's important, you go up to the very top of the staircase. And if it's not important, every syllable is a separate step. Okay? And rule number 1 is you can't stay in one place. You can't stay in one place. Okay? All the time you're going up or down, mostly down. So if it's not important, you're going down. And then you go up for the important stuff, okay? But you don't have to go all the way up. You can go a little bit up, or you can go to the very top, okay? It all depends on how much you want to stress. So the more you want to stress, the higher you go, okay? So there are mountains and valleys and a roller coaster in between, right? So this is what it looks like. Okay, this is a picture that shows you what it looks like. So we run up and down staircases. We run up and down staircases. And let's talk about this sentence over here. Bob is on the phone. Bob is on the phone. Okay? For some people, they don't go to the very bottom. They start going up again for the next going up to the next staircase. Okay, so Bob is on the phone. Bob is on the phone. Both are fine, but when you're going down and then up for the stress word, you sound more confident. Bob is on the phone. Bob is on the phone. Okay, so, Bob is on the phone with his mother, right? I go up for every word that I stress. I don't go all the way up all the time, okay? But I do go up. So, American rhythm, right? It is the beat of English, and it is how often we have those staircases that are going up, how often we have the stressed syllables, how often we have the stressed syllables, okay? So that is the beat behind the English language. And English is a stress time language. So basically, so is Ukrainian. Ukrainian is also a stress time language. So the time between the stressed syllables is roughly the same, and we fit everything else in between. We squish everything else so that the beat stays the same. The beat stays the same, you see? So you just need to stress more in English than you do in Ukrainian. So basically, you already know how to do this. Okay? We have those stressed beats in Ukrainian as we do in English, and I'm going to show you how it works. So, listen to the beat. Right now, don't focus on the pronunciation. Listen to the beat behind the English language. So, I bought a car on Tuesday. Repeat after me. I bought a car on Tuesday. Well, you can do this with your hand as well if you want to. I took a bus to the park. Okay? I know you're loving it. So the next one, I'll build a fire in the fireplace. Okay? Josh is reading a newspaper. He was thinking about work. Okay? I see what you mean. Okay? I listen to music at work. Okay? I wanna see you after lunch. You see, the beat is there. It can be a little bit different, but it's there all the time. It's there all the time. Okay, so what do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? So a syllable can be stressed in a word, but that word might not be stressed in the sentence. Okay, so we have word stress, right? The syllable stressed inside of words. It's like the first line of stress, right? The first level of stress. And then we have sentence stress. Okay, so maybe the syllable is stressed inside the word, but the word is not stressed inside of the sentence. Okay, so we have different levels of stress, how much something gets stressed. So imagine a metronome. It's like this ticking thing, like t, 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 t. It's the thing that helps us keep the rhythm or the beat of something, okay? So I'm going to show you a little experiment, and you can repeat after me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, cat, dog, man, frog, a cat, a dog, a man, a frog, a cat and a dog and a man and a frog. A cat with a dog met a man with a frog. A nice cat with a dog met an old man with a frog. A nice cat with a blue dog met an old man with a green frog. Okay, so if you want to, you can go back and you can actually do this with me. Why don't we do it right now together? So 1, 2, 3, 4. You ready? Cat, dog, man, frog, a cat, right? I'm reducing a cat, a dog, a man, a frog, a cat and a dog and a man and a frog. A cat with a dog met a man with a frog. A nice cat with a dog. A nice is going to be smaller because I don't have that much time. A nice cat with a dog met an old man, met an old man with a frog. Okay? A nice cat with a blue dog met an old man, met an old, right? We're going to have flap T's in all of those. Met an old man with a green frog. Okay? So I'm still stressing the content words, the most important nouns in the sentence. A nice cat with a blue dog met an old man with a green frog. Okay? So there's such a thing called a limerick. It's a poem that is a poem because of its rhythm, right? There is some rhyming in there as well, but mostly it's the rhythm. The style of the poem is the rhythm. So let me show you. So there was an old man with a beard, 3 stresses, right? There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared." And now the stress is going to change. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard. Okay, so the first 2 lines have the same stress pattern as the last line. And line 3 and line 4 have the same stress pattern. So let's clap together. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared." 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard. Okay? And now I have a limerick just for you. So I'm going to clap and you're going to say it. Okay? All right. You ready? Just read it really quickly right now. Okay. So, okay? Let's try together. So, there was an old man of Peru. Look how we're reducing everything else. There was an old man of Peru who dreamed he was eating his shoe. He woke in the night with a terrible fright. Terrible, right? Schwaz. With a terrible fright and found it was perfectly true. Okay? that was a limerick. You can Google limericks and practice this this pattern, this rhythm pattern, if you want to have a little bit more fun with it. So the grammar fits into the slots because English is a stress-timed language. Stress-timed language, right? We're going to have this pattern of stressed, unstressed, right? We're going to have roughly the same amount of time between the stressed syllables, and all the unstressed stuff needs to fit in between. I'm sorry, I haven't changed this word from Russian to Ukrainian. So yeah, Ukrainian is like that too. So you need to stress more in English so that it sounds more natural, right, in American, and go up and down more in intonation so that it doesn't sound like Ukrainian. So dogs eat bones. I'm going to show you that the grammar fits into the slots. Dogs eat bones. The dogs eat the bones. The dogs ate the bones. The dogs will eat the bones. The dogs are eating the bones. The dogs will be eating the bones. The dogs that have eaten the bones. The dogs could have eaten the bones. Okay? So the metronome, the beat stays the same, dogs and bones. And right now we're going to practice that together, okay? And try to squish everything else in between. We're going to go a little bit more slowly. Dogs eat bones, right? Staircase up. Dogs eat bones. Big staircase. Now, the dogs eat the bones. The dogs eat the bones. The dogs ate the bones. The dogs ate the bones. The dogs will eat the bones. The dogs will eat the bones. The dogs are eating the bones. The dogs are eating the bones. I hope I'm not doing this by myself. I hope you're doing it with me. Okay, so the dogs will be eating the bones. The dogs will be eating the bones. The dogs that have, right? I'm squishing. That have eaten the bones, eaten, right? The dogs that have eaten the bones. The dogs could have eaten the bones. The dogs could have eaten the bones. Okay, enough, enough is enough. So sometimes we alternate stress because we need it for whatever reason. So we need to alternate between stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed. It's pretty hard to have several stressed syllables together because you spend all your energy on the first one and then you have no energy left for the second one. So usually it's like do 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 do. So most of the time we don't have stress, stress, stress together. And that is why sometimes we have to shift the stress a little bit so that it feels more natural. So yeah, remember we talked about the fact that we stress the word 15 on the second syllable, 15, right? But $15, because $15 is not really a good thing to say. So $15, yeah, 15, but $15, okay? Something is homemade, but it's homemade jam. Homemade jam, okay? Something is unknown, but unknown factors. Unknown factors, because factors is much more important than unknown. So if I need to keep the stress on factors in the correct place, and that is why in the word unknown, the stress changes a little bit so that it's easier to say it. Unknown factors. And the stress on factors is going to be bigger. Unknown factors, okay? We say already, but he's already done it. He's already done it. He's already done it. He's already done it. We can say it like that. It's not a problem, but it's harder. So we usually don't. So to make up, right? We make something up because it's a phrasal verb. And we talked about the fact that we stress the phrasal verb on the preposition, but we make up a story. We make up a story, right? Make up a story is pretty hard to say. So we make up a story. Make up a story. That is called alternating stress. So good job. Now you know a lot more about sentence stress and what to do with it. And next time we're going to talk about what usually gets stressed and how to distinguish what to stress, what not to stress, and how to actually start doing it by yourself. Okay? So see you next time.